you for that. Matt Whitaker's appointment as acting AG is being challenged by the state of Maryland because they are going to be asking a federal judge for an injunction declaring that Whitaker is not the legitimate acting attorney general as a matter of law. Your husband, George, had co-authored an op-ed in the New York Times recently making the same argument that it didn't go for a full Senate vote. Are they right?
Is who right?
Your husband in the state of Maryland.
Oh, wow. Should we ask you what your husband's opinion is on things? That's fascinating. Anyway, so people disagree about the Constitution every day. That's why we have a circuit court system. That's why we have a United States Supreme Court. The Supreme Court is there to settle legal arguments about the Constitution. So I don't think it's anything new that either spouses disagree or that people disagree about the Constitution.
But this is a very public disagreement. I mean, if my husband and I disagree, it's within the walls of our home.
Is that where you're trying to go with this, or is it about Matt
No,
Whitaker?
I was just curious. I mean, I'm just curious what the dinner conversation is like at the Conway house. I mean, with your kids, you talk about politics in the house.
And that's your business, why?
It's just, I'm curious, and I think that people who are watching would be curious too.
Should I ask anybody who's ever been divorced what they were disagreeing about? Or adulterous, what they were disagreeing about?
I don't think that's fair. All right, but let's get back.
No. You just asked me what goes on in my household.
They're not public figures, Kellyanne.
They're not?
These folks here are not public figures.
No, not them. This is a perfectly nice audience. But should people be asked that question?
Questions.
No, you are interested in that. That's the way Yahoo covers, and other people cover it too. They describe him as Kellyanne's husband or Kellyanne Conway's husband. In fact, the question the president got the other day was Kellyanne's husband.
Right,
they even call him by his first name.
George Conway III, absolutely.
Anyhow, people disagree about the Constitution all the time, and the other thing I would say is that the president doesn't really care how it affects him because it doesn't. He cares how it affects me because he's a very good boss, especially he's a very good boss to the women who work at the White House. Why else would we be there? There'd be no point.
Back to the question, though, of Whitaker. Do you believe that there is a legitimate, let's get back to it, is there a legitimate reason for him to be removed as acting AG?
The president's lawyers say no. In fact, there's a DOJ opinion, I believe, from 2003. There's Supreme Court precedent. There are opinions that OLC has put out, and they publicly or privately, and there certainly is the Vacancies Act.